Now, to help us understand all of these developments, we are joined again by Daniel Levy, a senior fellow and the co-director of the Middle East Task Force at the New America Foundation. Welcome back.
Thank you.
Let's start with the, comments by Ehud Barak today about keeping the military option against Iran open. First of all, who was he speaking to? The United States, Iran, Israelis? And what was really he trying to communicate?
I'd say all of the above, not least the Israeli domestic audience. This is a long-established Israeli position to keep all the options on the table. Now, I think the Israelis do see that the greater ability of the Obama administration to build an international consensus of engagement, but also sanctions, is something the Israelis are interested in helping, I think. There is, of course, a very fluid situation inside Iran itself, politically, some conservative criticism of Ahmadinejad in addition to the reformist protests. So I don't think this was a breakthrough visit by Gates. I think it was more of a maintenance exercise and a hand-holding at this stage.
Do you think that Israel at all would be satisfied with these promises coming about the prospect of tougher sanctions against Iran?
Look, I think it's a misconception to think that Israel is chomping at the bit to attack. I think Israel sees itself as playing the bad cop consistently on the Iran issue. The head of the Israeli Mossad recently said no Iranian nuclear arms capacity before 2014. So I think there's not an immediate sense of urgency, but Israel wants to make clear that the option's there.
And then we mentioned that George Mitchell went to Syria over the weekend. How significant, first of all, was that visit unto itself? And then I'll branch out from there. But let's talk about just the significance of that visit.
Well, it's very significant in the context of senior administration officials having been there, Mitchell's second visit, against the backdrop of the previous administration, which really disengaged from Syria. You now see efforts to engage with Syria. Syria has an important role with Iran, an important regional ally, in Iraq, preventing militants from getting across the border. Syria has played a constructive role recently with the Lebanese elections, is moving closer again to Saudi Arabia and working that relationship, important on the internal Palestinian front. So I think all of those issues are relevant. In particular, Mitchell wants to see the Israeli-Syrian peace talks relaunched. Syria is in favor of that, but doesn't want to go back and start from square one. We've been talking for over 15 years on these issues. On the Israeli side, there's more division. The defense establishment understands the need for a deal and to withdraw from the Golan. Prime Minister Netanyahu, his Foreign Minister Lieberman are far more antsy about a Golan withdrawal.
All right, well, you did cover everything I wanted to know about that. And finally, on the ongoing settlement dispute between the U.S. and Israel, any progress being made for these two countries to see eye to eye?
The Obama administration has taken a principled stance of a complete settlement freeze, and I think they're making progress all the time. Today, the Israeli military announced that over 300,000 Israelis now live in the West Bank, up from 111,000 in '93 when the peace talks began. That's how important the issue is. I also think it's very difficult to get the Arab states to move forward with normalization steps if you don't get a complete settlement freeze. So I think there is progress. Where things are being held up, East Jerusalem, thorny issue, it's over the green line. International law means you can't build settlements. Netanyahu is trying to push back on that issue. I think we're moving towards a resolution on this, but we're not there yet.
Daniel Levy, thank you.
Thank you.